If you're like me, you love to be pampered, and our plants are no different. So bring on the day spa treatment. You know, water, cleansing, trimming, rejuvenating, all the good things. Our indoor plants rely on us to make sure their growing environment is up to scratch. So it's a good idea to schedule in a regular checkup, just like us going into the doctor or dentist. Small problems can gradually build up over time, and by the time they're obvious, it's often too late. Prevention rather than cure is the best motto. Peace lilies are an indoor staple, and for good reason. They're lush and adaptable. This one here is variegated. Isn't it beautiful? But looks can be deceiving, and there are some creeping issues. This plant gets sulky if it's not watered daily, and that's a lot more than it would normally use. And the reason is hidden below the surface. Potting mix is usually made up of organic materials like pine bark and coconut fibre. And over time, these ingredients break down into smaller particles. As this happens, the mix becomes compacted and there's less room for air pockets to exist, which are vital for the growth of healthy roots. And if you squeeze the pot, you'll find that there's hardly any give. And that's because the existing roots have taken up all the available air pockets in the pot. And that means it's time for a bigger pot and fresh potting mix. When moving up a pot size, only go up one size at a time. This stops unused water sitting in the mix where the plant hasn't grown into breeding pathogens. Pot sizes come in standard increments. So for this one, a 200 ml pot, we're moving it up to a 300 ml pot. That's the peace lily done. I'll give it a drink a bit later. And now on to my next client, the Sansevieria, also known as Dracaena. Sansevierias are a pretty rough and ready indoor plant. They use their underground rhizomes to store energy and moisture, as well as spread through the soil. They're vigorous plants, and this one's taken it to the next level, or perhaps lower level, popping out a shoot through the drainage hole at the bottom of the pot. While it looks kind of odd, the main issue is that it's blocking part of the drainage hole in the pot, and this ambitious little shoot could end up rotting. The solution is, though, we simply cut it off and give it a new home. So while I've removed that, part of the rhizome is still blocking the drainage hole. So I'll need to remove the plant from its pot to fix it. So by removing this, I'll clear up the problem. Now that the main plant's been fixed, we can now pot this one up. Now that this one has its own home, it can grow freely and won't cause any issues for the main plant. Oh geez, look at all this mess. I better clean up before the next client comes in. Now this Hoya has a serious case of sunburn. While Hoyas like bright light, they don't like full sun. And what happens is you end up with yellowing leaves, scorched edges, and shriveled up stems. But nothing a good haircut can't fix. I'm removing any leaves and stems that are struggling, because once they're cooked, there's no recovering. It looks great. Well, that's the plant sorted. Now it's my turn.